and you send him to the naughty chair. Go and sit there and think about what you've done. Hi, I'm Caitlin from ChildWise. Welcome to ChildWise Chatter, where you can learn to bring more conscious awareness to your role as a parent. So today I want to talk about what really happens when we punish. Now, I made another video all about the cost of consequences, which you can check out. It's along these same lines. I just want to dive into it a bit more today. So here's an example. Your 3-year-old intentionally hits or hurts your baby when you can't be there to stop him. And let's face it, we can't always be there. And so you react, you're pretty angry, and you send him to the naughty chair. Go and sit there and think about what you've done. Okay, so first of all, we need to look at what is happening for us. We've always got to start with ourselves. That number one question, what's going on in me? We're afraid, we're scared. We don't want our baby to get hurt. We go into mama bear mode or papa bear mode, and we need to protect our baby. Absolutely makes sense. We might feel a bit angry too, around that we need our little one to not be the one that's putting our baby in danger. We need certainty that our baby's going to be safe from harm. That's a really normal and human need. And we might be thinking, he needs to know that I will not tolerate that behavior and that behavior is not acceptable in our family. And here's what we think is happening for our 3-year-old as he marches off to go and sit on the naughty chair. So we think, okay, they're not wanting to do that. That's an unpleasant experience for them. So they're going to be thinking that I'm not going to do that again. I don't enjoy being sent off to sit somewhere where I don't really want to be. So you know what? Next time I'm going to make a different choice. Okay, so that's why we do it. We understand, we get that. But what is actually happening for them? So when our kids are 3, their little brains have no capacity to think forward like that or to choose a different thing the next time they're in the same experience. They have no ability in that moment to reflect on what's happened in the past. Maybe they've been sent to the naughty chair before. So maybe you've said, look, I've told this has happened before. When are you going to learn? All of that stuff might be coming out of your mouth, but they have no ability to access that in the moment. They're very much in the moment. They can't think forward. They can't really reflect backwards in that moment. And they're also experiencing a complete withdrawal of your love and acceptance. And that is the attachment relationship on which their life depends. Little humans are completely dependent on their big humans to keep them safe. So that attachment relationship it's a very source of survival for them, and their body knows that. So the withdrawal of your love and acceptance is what they experience in that moment. It threatens their very survival inside their body. They might feel absolutely devastated and shameful. And these are not necessarily bad emotions or bad things that are happening for them. Shame can be a really useful thing for them to experience, so that they can start to develop that awareness when they have that experience that is caused by something that they kind of know wasn't a great choice. So eventually they will be able to get that learning, but not when they're 3. And to be utterly alone in those strong and big emotions is an intensely unpleasant physical sensation in their body. So they're having lots of stuff go on in their body. It would feel really, really yucky. And so then they need to try and make sense of this situation. Brains have to make sense of things. But when you're 3, you can't make sense of things in the same logical way that we can as adults. So they might start to have thoughts like, when I do something wrong, my mum doesn't love me. Or mum loves my baby sister more than me, and therefore I hate my baby sister. Before she came along, life was so much better, and she's taken my mum away from me. So what you think they are thinking, that, yeah, I'm not enjoying this, I need to make a different choice next time, they have no capacity to think that. What they're really thinking is some stuff that's actually not going to help them. It's not going to be helpful in the future as they learn some skills around their behavior. So what else? What can we do instead? So, of course, our baby's crying, they've been hurt. We need to soothe the baby first and foremost. The younger they are, the more quickly they need our response, and they need our emotional regulation to help them regulate. So actually, before that, if you can have a moment, you need to check in on yourself and do what you need to calm if you're feeling really angry. If you have the capacity to do that, that's another learning. We'll have another video about that. But so probably we're going to pick up the baby first, just to soothe her nervous system, which has been triggered. But at the same time, we can offer empathy to our 3-year-old who may also still be there. You know, even if it's not verbally, just with our eyes, the kind of look that we're giving them that tells them, you know, I get you. We're going to work this out. So it's not like it's like more of a, okay, yep. Yeah, this is not so great, kind of a feeling that we're emanating towards them. We might say some words. We might say something like, I saw you hit Tessa now and she's crying. It hurt. So that's a very neutral observation. We're not going into criticizing the 3-year-old. We're not going into blaming him for what's just happened. We're just naming what we've seen, what we know to be a fact that has happened. So then we want to kind of acknowledge what might be going on for our 3-year-old in that moment. So it might be something like, I wonder if you were feeling pretty mad. And he might go yes or no, or might not say anything at all. And then you could go a bit further. I wonder if you're mad because mummy has to be with her so much of the time. And I used to be able to spend more time with you. You know, and he may agree, he may not, but you're just naming this, you're kind of guessing it, you don't know for sure, but you're giving him this, you know, kind of explanation maybe for his own feelings, because he probably can't make sense of them in that moment. So then you might say something, hey, it makes sense that you'd be mad, and then you can move into maybe there's a solution of how he can get the need met to have a little bit more of your attention, a little bit more of connection with you. So it might be something like, I wonder if when dad gets home, we can spend some time together, just you and I reading some stories. I know that kind of thing isn't always possible, you know, especially if you're a single parent, that kind of thing might not be possible, but there are going to be other possibilities. So this is just about empathy. This is just about getting into your 3-year-old's world so that he knows you understand. That's all we need to do in that moment when he's upset. Later on, we might spend some time when everybody's calm and in a good space of, okay, what do we do when that anger comes up? You know, when you're feeling really mad about your baby sister being here, what could we do in those moments? And we need repetition. Our little ones need repetition. They need practice to learn these skills of emotional intelligence. And these are skills that a lot of our adults don't even have. So we're asking a lot from our little people, but our role as a parent is to support them in learning the skills. So when a behavior is happening that doesn't meet the needs of the family, there's some skill building that's lacking. If we can look at it through that lens, we're not going to go to punishment. We're not going to go to kind of love withdrawal as a strategy to help them learn. That will never meet that objective. So I hope this has been helpful for you. Please reach out if you've got any questions. I'll link those other videos below, but it was great chatting to you and I hope to see you again soon. Bye.